Hello, this is Jim Rye in sunny South Carolina. As you may recall, last week I was demonstrating the paste functionality I had added to VCC, and that was working pretty well, and I've got that working pretty good now. But I was having trouble with the copy, so now I have it copying text from the screen to your clipboard. So let me demonstrate that for you. So let me do a quick build here, and I'll pull that over. And I'm going to go to Discord and copy a quote here from Mr. Nick Marotta. Nick Marotta. And okay, and let me go ahead and paste that in real quick and show you that this still works about the same as it did before. But what happened was Bill Pierce got in touch with me and mentioned that the Cocoa has this feature that I was completely unaware of, and that is that basic programmers can enter lines up to 255 characters, even though the cutoff point is 249. What they do is they do an edit of that line, and it lets them insert those extra few characters at the end. And that presented an interesting dilemma for my paste function. So what I did was I went back into the code and made it so it does that automatically. So to demonstrate, it's best to go into 80 column mode so you can see what's going on. And what I did was I went to archive.org and got a copy of Rainbow magazine, and I was intrigued by the cover of this one because it shows someone apparently doing a podcast from a Cocoa back in November of 1984. So it was quite a prescient thing they had going there at Rainbow apparently. But what I did was I went into that Rainbow and found a game called Guess My Word. And I took that and typed it into Notepad++ by hand, which took a little while, but not nearly as long as it would have taken in a real Cocoa. So let me demonstrate the copy function here. And as you can see, this data line right here, 30100, I took and combined it with several others and made one that's actually exactly 255 characters, which is more than the Cocoa would handle if you were doing it by hand. So let me copy this, and I've added an option here to paste basic code. So that knows when you're typing it in, or when you're pasting it in, it knows when it sees a line that's too long, it'll try to get around it for you. So here we go, and this takes a few minutes. It's actually a little hair slower than it was last time because I had to slow it down because some of the arithmetic functions actually take longer for some reason, which doesn't make a lot of sense when it's just entering a line of code. But here's that long data line, and you can see it does the edit for you and adds those extra few bytes to the end of it. So let's do these last few data statements, and I'll pull up that line, 30100, and you can see it has it has the entire line on it. So that automatic edit is hopefully going to save people a lot of grief, for people that typed in programs back in 1983, 84 and forgot that you have to edit those manually. But that worked out pretty good. It took a while to get that working. Let me show you the copy real quick. The copy works very well now. If you, it just does a quick snapshot of the screen, and you can take it down and paste it into your editor. That works very fast and fairly seamlessly. And also, you can take some commands and paste them into immediate mode. I use paste basic for that, and that runs along pretty nice. So I think the paste is working pretty good now. So, okay, I have GitHub running here somewhere. And as you can see, this project ended up being much larger than I ever imagined. It really seemed like it would be pretty easy just to add paste to this program, but it ended up being quite a massive undertaking because you had to run everything through the keyboard routines. So I ended up having to change 13 different files. Some of them are just a line here and there just to get at some of the variables and different modules. But the main one was cocoa3.cpp, which all this green area is code that I had to add to get it to do the pasting and the copy. But I think we have it up and working pretty well, so I am about to do a commit into GitHub right about now, and I will send a pull request to Mr. Bill Pierce, and he will probably find a bug with it and send it back to me, but hopefully not. And if not, y'all should be getting a new version of VCC fairly soon with paste functionality. All right, y'all have a good evening.